Hello, welcome to Salt and Light Canning. I'm Jessica and this is my kitchen. I'm happy that you're here. Today I'm going to be doing some pickling. We were given some Brussels sprouts and we ate some, but I want to make sure that the rest don't go bad. So this is just going to be a small batch canning session because, well, I've never made pickled Brussels sprouts and I don't know if we're going to like it or not. But anyway, that's what we're doing. So I'm going to start off with making my brine. I have 4 cups of just filtered water. And now I'm going to add 4 cups of vinegar. You can use any kind of vinegar you like as long as it's 5% acidity. And there's not that much left, so we're just going to finish it off. And that is just about perfect. All right. I have 4 teaspoons of sugar and 4 teaspoons of kosher salt. You can also use canning salt. Some people use sea salt. Salt. I'm going to get this on the stove and get it heated up so my salt and my sugar dissolve. And I'm going to prep my Brussels sprouts. They're all washed and clean, and these are very pretty. They're purple Brussels sprouts, just Brussels sprouts. I'm going to cut off this end and take off the outside layers. Let me know if you've made pickled Brussels sprouts and what you think. I have made pickled coleslaw, and I thought that was amazing. And we like the pickled carrots and we like pickled red onions. So stands to reason we would probably like this. So we'll find out. If we like it, then I'll do more. Really, the only time I do small batch canning is if I'm not sure if we're gonna like it. Otherwise, I tend to do enough for a year or 2 years. And I have seen where people blanch their Brussels sprouts. In general, I don't cook most of the vegetables that I pickle, except for, like, pickled beets, because I want them to stay crispy. I think this is going to be just wonderful. So I'm going to finish getting these cleaned up and in jars, and I'll be back when I'm doing something else. So my Brussels sprouts are all in the jars, and now I'm going to add some spices and some seasoning, but also what I'm going to add is pickle crisp. This just helps to keep your pickled vegetables maintaining their texture. These ones are from Ball, but there are a lot available out there on the market. I'm making a little mess. You can find these pretty much anywhere you find canning supplies, or of course on Amazon. So check out my link in the description box. I use them in everything that I pickle. Well, except for beets. I don't use them in beets. Now, if you don't want to use pickle crisp, you can also use things like bay leaves. Bay leaves have tannins in them, and that helps to maintain the texture of your pickled vegetables. So I'm just going to put a bay leaf in each of these jars. If you don't like it, you don't have to do that. Also, things like turmeric have tannins, and it helps to maintain the texture of your pickled vegetables. Add the flavors that you like. When it comes to dried spices and canning, pretty much dried spices are not going to affect the safety of your canning. I'm also going to add some peppercorns, just a couple in each jar. I don't want it to take over, so just a few. in each jar, not too many. Also going to add some dried onion because I didn't actually have any fresh onion, so I'm going to add some dried onion. Now I'm going to add some yellow mustard seed. Again, I make my own mustard. I make lots of pickles, so I buy mustard seed in bulk. And I'm going to add some dill. This is just dried dill. If you have fresh dill, use fresh dill. I'm going to add just some minced garlic. Now I'm going to add my brine. See if we can do this with as little mess as possible. Ooh, hello. Get this debubbled as best I can. Sometimes it's hard with pickles, because you have all those vegetables kind of packed in, and it's just hard to get them debubbled. Okay. I'm going to wipe the rim of my jar really well because I don't want any of those spices to keep my jar from sealing. And then a lid and a ring, just to fingertip tight. It does look really pretty. We'll do the next jar. I have some leftover brine, so I'm going to put it in a jar also. There we go. Anytime you have leftover pickle brine, it's always a good idea to save it, because sometimes you need to be able just to can something really quickly after work to get it put away so it doesn't go bad, especially during the preserving season when things are coming in out of your garden. So I'll can this too, and I'll just mark it as sour brine or dill brine. Anyways, I'm gonna get cleaned up and I'll be back when we're over by the canner. All right, I have all 5 jars of the Brussels sprouts in the canner and also my jar of leftover brine. I'm gonna put the lid on, my burner's on. I wanted to tell you too, if you didn't want to put any seasoning and you just wanted to put brine with your Brussels sprouts, you can do that too. It's completely up to you. So I'm gonna bring this up to a boil, and then we're gonna process at a boil for 15 minutes, and I'll be back when I'm taking them out of the canner. Well, my timer has gone off, and I turned the stove off and took the lid off, and everything's just been kind of waiting for a couple of minutes. You want to do that. You want to give everything inside the canner an opportunity to sit for just a couple minutes to help prevent siphoning from your jars. So we're going to take them out. These look just beautiful. A little bit pink, a little bit green. I think they're going to be just delicious. Be very careful not to tip your jars. You don't want everything in the jar is expanded because it's hot, and you don't want all of that seasoning or the brine to get up under your lid and prevent it from sealing. But anyway, I think these are going to be a wonderful addition to our pantry. Let me know if you have made pickled Brussels sprouts and what was your experience, and if your family liked them. If we don't like them, at least, you know, we gave it a try, and I'm sure there's somebody that we know that will really like them. Anyways, I think we're gonna like them. Be so blessed. Know that you're loved, and be a blessing to someone else. I'll see you in the next video.